Self-empathy is so important. The more we learn about how to empathize with ourselves, the more facility we have with our emotions. And, a lot of the time people dismiss the importance of working with our own emotions. I figure I'm a human being in this body with an emotional system. I might as well learn how it works to the best of my ability, because the more I learn how the vehicle works, the more I can drive it. I don't know, that sounds really old. I don't mean it that way. Partly I mean it that way. The system, the more I understand how the system works, the more effectively I can navigate the system. That sounds less cold. And so for me, understanding the importance of empathizing, of really holding space, compassionate space for what I'm feeling is so important, self-empathy. And there's minimum 2 rounds of self-empathy I want you to try when something happens where you feel bad about it, even just a little bit, even a little bit of shame, a little bit of fear, a little bit of whatever, a little bit of feeling bad, a little bit of, defensiveness, whatever it is that comes up. And first, give empathy to the adult self. And I was just practicing this before I pressed record because I wanted to feel it. So I was like, I'm sorry for all the stress. I won't say sorry. I usually don't say sorry. But I say, I feel for you all the stress that you're under right now, all the different things that you have to manage. It's really hard right now. It's a hard time for you right now, and I can really feel that. And with all the different things that you have to take care of. My mom's in the hospital, right? And I'm dealing with that. Not dealing with it. We're getting some really beautiful quality time together. But still, it's challenging to be in the hospital every day. It's challenging for all of us. And so I'm giving myself empathy for that. And then I think of little Vivek. Oh, little Vivek, fear of not belonging, of not being accepted, of being rejected. And I can feel those fears. And I give empathy to little Vivek. And then I can let it go, right? And then if something else happens, both of those parts of me will need some empathy. Adult Vivek who's dealing with it, little Vivek who was impacted by it. And by giving myself self-empathy for both of those, it helps me move through my emotions so much better. And this is just a quick tip about how to work with yourself. I really like to have a lot of tools that I can work with on a daily basis that I can implement without having to take time out, right? And this is something you can do literally without a second of extra time. Because you can do it as you're walking from one room to the other. You can be working on this inside, right? Sitting on the toilet, as you're changing a diaper. On the drive home, after you drop the kid to school, on the drive home, you can do this work on that drive. Turn off the radio and do that. Do some self-empathy. By the time you get home, you're in and you're doing whatever you got to do. You've given yourself 10 minutes, 5 minutes of empathy. And that's an amazing thing to do, on a daily basis. And so I call them micro practices. This is maybe a little more than a micro practice. A micro practice should be really short. I have a whole workshop on micro practices that I'm going to release soon. But try the self-empathy practice. Try and see how you can bring more of that consciously, holding space for your feelings and feeling them and giving yourself compassion for them. And then releasing, right? It'll just change. It'll change so much in your life. And as I said before, it helps you build a solid foundation. And when you build this more solid inner foundation, your kids can rest more securely on your foundation. That's one of the reasons we do all this work. All right, everybody. So please check out my free course, Guiding Without Controlling, at meaningfulideas.com. Follow me on all the spaces: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Meaningful Ideas. And that's it. Peace out, everybody.